Now, let's try and break some myths about Montessori education to our audience. One of the common myth is that Montessori is very unstructured and kids do whatever they want. What do you think about that?
If you ask a Montessori teacher trainee, she will say it's too structured because there are rules, but the rules are for the adults in relation to the child. So I'm not stopping, I am not telling the child do this, do that, but it is for me so that I follow that structure and help the child as and when he needs. So definitely there is a structure, there is a plan. In fact, the Montessori teacher has a plan for the child. But if this child says no, I will stay back. But do I just ignore it, not show him the activity? Does definitely not, because as a responsibility, it's my responsibility as a Montessori teacher to be able to help the child to develop to the best of his ability. So what we do, we wait for an opportunity, perhaps stimulate the child. Sometimes it happens you show something that interests the child. Now this child comes back to the older activity. So there are so many incidents that happens. So there is nothing unstructured as such. But yes, when you look at it, the child has freedom. That is where I think people get this idea, but that freedom comes within limitation. So the child cannot do whatever he wants to do. The child wants to do something, he will take that, and that is responsible because of the previous helps we have given. So a Montessori child who has been in the Montessori environment for even 2 or 3 months, you will not find them this thing. Only in the first week I'll find the children pulling out things and all that. But after that, they realize, and the older ones are there. No, 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 you will not do. I mean, they become the teachers. So that's how it happens, but there is a structure. I like to say that.
Another common myth is that Montessori does not teach things like reading, maths, or other core subjects.
That I spoke so much about it. So there it is a part of, because academics, she talks about education as aid to life. Dr. Montessori spoke about it. So life also needs a child going who's 6 years old to get into classroom and write and read and do arithmetic. In fact, you ask any parent whose child has been through Montessori, they will tell this child was over equipped for the first standard. In some ways, yes, but the beauty of it is the child will also adapt in the first standard to the level where they are doing. So it goes, definitely arithmetic and language are part of the child's work.
Another myth, Montessori is just playing with toys.
Interestingly, when Dr. Montessori started this work, and to date also, whenever we experiment, we have the materials, we have the toys, everything displayed. Children will again and again choose the material because the toys, one is there, if there is a challenge, they get over the challenge and it doesn't have any meaning for them. And or sometimes the toys, they don't know what to do with it, but here they want to do practical work because they have seen their parents, and their nature has geared them to be like human beings. That means, who is my role model of human being is the parents and the adult teacher in the school. So what we are, I want to do what they are doing. So the child gets used to purposeful work. So there is, we have found, we have tried, experimentation is good. I have experimented, I have added toys, and children have refused. We use toys very early in the first week of the child's life in the Montessori. After that, it goes out. But even that, once I start the material, it doesn't hold the child's interest. So these are not toys, these are specially prepared means of development. I mean, technical name I am giving you so you understand the importance of it. It is prepared specially to help child's development. These are not toys. And if people get worried, the too serious, this sounds too serious, it is helping the child build himself up for life. He will not be able to do this development, say at 8 years of age or 12 years of age. Forget about 20 and 25 and all. This is the time. The all the development to happen.
Okay, another myth is that Montessori educators don't teach, so that means they don't do much.
Ideally, a good Montessori adult will not do much except for writing observation and making sure that the materials are in place and creating material if needed. So, there are materials that we prepare and add to the environment. So, other than that, truly there should not be. So, the problem is when a child makes a mistake, the first reaction of the adult is correct. That's the toughest thing to get out of for a Montessori trained person. So you see a child making a mistake, first thing you do is, no, 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 not like this. And we interfere. We train this to our students not to interfere. I tell them, sit and watch that child. Yesterday only one child, one block went missing and she has to build a tower with that. She could not figure out what block, but she did not proceed from that space where that block was supposed to be. She kept on trying till by accident she found that block that had rolled off. She brought it back and then she continued. How much time? 5 minutes she must have been dismantling, arranging, try this one, try that one, nothing worked. Then she found that. So that's the beauty of it. If you sit and watch, you will see how the child can find his own answers most of the time. So, yes, we have been trained not to interfere. Instead, I don't let the child keep making that mistake. I'll observe. Like I said, very often they correct themselves. If they don't correct themselves, I observe to see where the lack is. I don't correct the child then and there, but I will look at where the mistake lies and correct that area. And of course, I have to say that we take time with this. So again, slipping back and then getting back onto this is a big work. This is the work that we do. And observation is a constant thing. Writing the observation in the beginning till it becomes part of us, so that we observe the children naturally.
And also, as you mentioned, kind of really analyzing the observations and then taking it to the parents also and sharing that to them.
Yes,
It becomes
because
a key
parents
part of the educator's
parents
job.
need to know, I am sending my child, so what is the child doing?
True.
But are the parents able to appreciate that this child is the one who could not speak is speaking? Maybe this is appreciated more. This child can sit still for some time and do work. Very often you will hear from parents, ma'am, I suddenly realized he can sit for 5 minutes to finish that work. Earlier he couldn't sit at all. So these are the fine things that we need to notice.
Sure.
Okay, most of us are not trained into it, we are not educated. So these reports help. And one thing I would like to say is observation always helps, because I see my child doing something. I know how things are changing with him. So that is another thing. But yes, the observation is a major, even before talking to the parents, observation is going to be the help for the Montessori adult, Montessori directress. Because she needs to know how to help this child. What help does he need? Does he need the help or not? Everything. I call observation as a tool. So it is not just observation that you write and finish it off. You go through it, you study it, you understand. And you also realize with observation that how long has something been going on. Time passes, we don't realize it.
Sure.
We think it's 1 week, suddenly you realize nearly 1 month has gone past. So
Sure.
It is a major tool which the teacher has to sit in one place, which many people misunderstand. I have had administrators in the schools getting upset about it, that the teacher should be on their feet in a conventional classroom, because we are going against the child nature. Here we are helping the child's nature, we are going along with it. So the teacher need not be on the rounds.
Yeah. Another myth is that Montessori approach does not allow group work or any socialization.
They are free to talk. Only condition being the one they are talking to is not working and you can't speak loudly. We speak softly in the classrooms. Why? just because there needs to be a control. Do I stop? When somebody is joyous, volume naturally goes up.
Sure.
So there is that happens, something happens, some children are enjoying something, so there is volume going up. But in an everyday thing, we try to keep our volume down. But you will not see in any other working class where children are sitting and talking, where the rest of the others are doing their activities. There are a lot of activities that are group activities. We conduct activities where children are part of it. They are learning to take turns, in fact. So, what happens? Everybody is heard. It's not that one person is talking. Even the teacher herself has a rule to follow. So, there are many opportunities for the children to socialize. Perhaps because children work on their own. Most of the activities are the children working on their own. People think that they are isolated. No, nothing stops a child from getting up from his mat, talking to his buddy, and coming back and doing his work, if the needs be. This is not directed by the adult. I am not saying lunch time, break time, this time, that time, talk time, whatever time. No, this when the child needs, he socializes, and obviously there is a time when all the children are together, but not as obviously as in the conventional classroom. So there is lot of socializing happening. I think the myths, when you are asking these questions, these myths are generated by people who have not observed or they do not know Montessori. So, because if you have seen a Montessori environment, if you have been in that, it's so beautiful. There is a hum. The class is never deadly silent. Children are talking.
Yes.
They need something, they will talk. They come and tell us stories. Something happened on the way, the van driver uncle shouted at somebody or anything and everything. So there are stories going on. There is sharing with us, with these children don't hesitate to approach adult. One thing about Montessori children, they mingle with all age groups. When I see these young adults talking to the oldies and also being able to play with that 1 or 2 year old, I inevitably ask, where did this child, sometimes of strangers also, where did this child study? So very often it comes as a Montessori, because I see most of the children are uncomfortable. They may speak to younger children, but speaking to older people is quite tough.